Good morning and welcome to Vic and Vern Sports Show. My name is Vic and welcome to your daily sports update show. Yep, it is Tuesday the 24th of February 2026. Things are ticking on really nicely. Why have I got blue teeth? Okay, that must be because of the blue background there. There you go, man. There you go. Hey, lots to get into. We've got to go talk about the football. Of course, United winning yesterday was expected, of course. T20 cricket, World Cup hotting up, NBA, NHL coming up again, starting, I think starts all on Thursday again, the NHL. A little bit of NCAA basketball, EuroLeague basketball. We've got to talk about, we'll have all the tables, because it is Table Tuesday, guys. It is Table Tuesday. But before we go any further, I just want to thank everybody for the congratulations yesterday to our 2-year anniversary on the channel. Very much appreciated. And let's hope we get another 2 years in the books. You never know what happens in life. You never know what happens in life. You want to get hold of us? That's the email at the bottom. And don't forget to like, subscribe, because we're on our way to 140,000. Only 12 short. Sorry, 11. It just changed. 139,989. So 11 short. Maybe we get to 140,000 by the end of the show. You never know. Wouldn't that be fantastic this morning? Good morning, Ronnie. There you go. World Cup, 107 days to go until we hit that World Cup. There. So let's start with the T20 cricket, because that is that World Championship there in India and in Sri Lanka. There you go. Let's have a look at the results yesterday. West Indies thrashed Zimbabwe by 107 runs. West Indies doing really well here. After I ridiculed them for like about the last 6 months being so terrible, they haven't lost the game yet. Well done to the West Indies. Keep it up. What is coming up in the next few days? Wow, big one today. England, Pakistan there at 14:30. Almost a must win for Pakistan. Then tomorrow will be Sri Lanka against New Zealand. And on tomorrow's Wednesday, so Thursday. On Thursday, it's West Indies, South Africa. The two unbeaten teams will face off. And India will take on Zimbabwe. That's all the games there in group. What is that? I think that's the first group. We'll check it out right now. We'll see there. That is right, Group A. So West Indies and South Africa both on top after the first games in that Super 8 league. That's Group A. And in Group B, England on top there ahead of New Zealand, Pakistan and Sri Lanka at the bottom. So if you're asking how you get 1 point, well, you get 1 point when a game is blown up by the weather. And then both teams get a point if they can't play the game. There you go. So then we move on to the Premier League from last night. Yes, baby. All the other results we did the last few days, but that Everton-Manchester United game wasn't the greatest game of football. Me and Vern were like suffering through the game. But a good goal at the end there from Benjamin Sesko. Beautiful pass there from Cunha to Mboma. Nice cross. And Sesko slots it in. So United win. We've had 6 games under Carrick and 5 wins and 1 draw. That is not bad. That is, out of a possible 18 points to get 16, looking good. Don't give him the job quite yet. Let's just hold our horses there. Let's have a look at other results in football. We'll get into all the tables afterwards. Don't you worry. So in Spain, in La Liga, Alaves and Girona drew 2-2. In the Italian Serie A, Fiorentina beat Pisa, a much-needed win for Fiorentina. They're at the bottom of the near the bottom of the table. Bologna beating Udinese 1-0. And in the Portuguese league, good morning, Isa. Morning. Famalicão beat Casapia 2-0. Good result there in the Portuguese league. But don't forget, this evening, my friends, it is the Champions League again. And there's some crazy games out there tonight. Look. Atletico Madrid and Club Brugge, they are tied on aggregate after the first leg. Leverkusen up 2-0 against Olympiacos, playing at home, should go through. Inter Milano are down 3-1 to Bodo Glimt on aggregate. They're at home. They need to win here tonight by 2-goal difference just to get into penalty shooting or into overtime. Newcastle shouldn't have a problem going through. They beat Karabakh 6-1 so they are leading 6-1 on aggregate after the first leg. Dortmund going to Atalanta with a 2-0 lead. So Atalanta need to score a few goals there. Juventus, they lost 5-2 to Galatasaray in Istanbul. So Juventus got to win this one 3-0 just to get into overtime. Paris Saint-Germain and Monaco, that is a close one. That was 3-2 to Paris in the first leg. And Real Madrid at home to Benfica after they beat Benfica in Lisbon there 1-0. So those are your Champions League games for tonight. But it is Table Tuesday, so let's get into all those tables. Let's start in the Premier League. Yeah, Arsenal on top there. Got a game more than everybody else. So City well in the hunt for the championship as well. Aston Villa looking good. They're in third. United are now on their own in fourth, followed by Chelsea and Liverpool. Look, what I say, I think it's Liverpool, Chelsea, Man United, and Aston Villa. 3 out of those 4 are going to make it to the Champions League. One is not. I still fear for Aston Villa just a little bit. Villa fans, don't be too upset, but at the moment it's not looking that hot. Then in La Liga in España, it's very tight there. Barcelona 1 point ahead of Real Madrid. They will fight it out all the way. Villarreal doing well in third. Atletico Madrid stumbling a little bit. Then we go to the Serie A. Buongiorno tutti. There you go. Italy. Inter's on top. 10 points clear of Milan. So it's looking very good for Inter. Then Milan, like I said, in second. The reigning champions, Napoli, only in third. Roma on the same amount of points. Juventus also still trying to get into that Champions League spot. The team of the season, the surprise, definitely Como. A little bit. The team that's the most disappointing has got to be Lazio down there in 10th. Then we go to the Bundesliga. Guten Morgen in Deutschland. There you go. Bayern 8 points ahead of Dortmund. 8 points. Don't forget they only play 34 games in Germany, so they've got 11 to go. Hoffenheim doing well there in third, followed by Stuttgart and Leipzig and Leverkusen. So I still think that's going to be a battle for the Champions League spots there between Leverkusen, Leipzig and Stuttgart. Freiburg once again having a good season there in 7th in Germany, one of the smaller teams. Then in the French league, we do have a title race there between Paris Saint-Germain and Lens. Lyon in third, Marseille in fourth. We'll see what happens there. Monaco in 8th, a little bit disappointing. But it's good to see that in France it's a little bit of a competition this year. Then women, we don't forget our ladies. It's the English Women's Premier League. Man City way out in front, ahead of Manchester United, followed by Chelsea and Arsenal. Leicester women look like they're going to get relegated. Maybe it's Liverpool women as well. We'll see. Then in the Scottish League. Scottish League is a crazy league this year because it doesn't seem like Celtic and Rangers want to win it. Every time Hearts drop points, Celtic and Rangers drop points. But there you go. Hearts 4 points clear of Rangers. And another 2 points clear of Celtic, who have a game in hand. So Celtic could make it to a 3-point competition. Motherwell also not doing so bad. So this year, the Scottish Premier League is very, competitive, to put it mildly. In the Turkish League there, in the Bosporus there, Galatasaray and Fenerbahce definitely fighting it out for the title there. Besiktas starting to move the right way up the table, up into 4th. Then we go to my friends there in the Dutch League, in the Netherlands, and that one's done. That one's wrapped up. No one catching PSV Eindhoven this year. Feyenoord in second, NSC in third. That is a big surprise. Ajax only in 4th, Alkmaar there. And of course, my favorite team, Go Ahead Eagles, not in the top half of the table. Come on, boys. Then we move to the Swiss League, where we have the biggest surprise in Europe. FC Thun will win the championship here in Switzerland. I cannot see them dropping it. What are they? 9 points clear, and they got a game in hand. If you're an FC Basel fan, just look away. Down there in 5th, Liechtenstein are doing terrible. There you go. Then we move on to the US sports. Let's have a look there. NBA, only 3 games last night, but what a game there was. Spurs against the Pistons, 114-103. Good game by the Spurs. Showing a little bit of their credentials. Can Spurs win the title this year? Pistons, top of the East. Bad loss for the Grizzlies against the Kings. Kings who are last in their division. And the Jazz losing to the Rockets there, 105-125. Let's have a look at those. Let's have a look at the Western Conference to start off. Oklahoma still out in front, but only 2.5 games ahead of San Antonio. San Antonio coming on strong at the end, followed by the Rockets, the Nuggets, the Lakers still in 5th, the Timberwolves there. Let's be honest. In the West, the race is run. This is the way it's going to finish. Of course, the top 10 can still change, and Memphis not making the playoffs, Dallas, Utah, the Pelicans, and the Sacramento Kings, or as Shaq used to call them, the Sacramento Queens. There you go. They're not making it. Then in the East, look, Detroit still good 5-game lead over Boston, New York, and Cleveland. Chicago, Milwaukee, can they chat? Chicago, Milwaukee, and Charlotte will fight it out for that 10th spot, I think. Wizards, Brooklyn, and Indiana are done. NCAA results as well. There were 2 games in the college. North Carolina Tar Heels beating the Louisville Cardinals 77-74. So that must have been a nice game. And Houston losing to the Jayhawks from Kansas 69-56. Let's have a look at the standings because we're getting close to March Madness now, guys. Duke, the new number 1 in the poll there by the men, ahead of Arizona and Michigan Wolverines. You got Iowa State, Houston, UConn in 6. Michigan State Spartans, the team I always check out there for 13. I'm rooting for them this year to go far in the tournament. We will see. On the women's side, there were 2 games as well. Baylor beat Kansas State 80-54. And the Auburn Tigers lost to the Georgia Bulldogs 74-52. Let's have a look at the standings in the ladies, because they also have March Madness, of course. UConn 29-0, still all the way in the front ahead of UCLA and the South Carolina Gamecocks. So yeah, we can't wait for March Madness. It's going to be crazy. Then we did say it was Table Tuesday, so let's have a look at the table in the... Oh no, that's the world ranking. Sorry, we'll start off there. That's just 6 nations. France unbeaten so far. Big games coming up. France, Scotland, France, England. So yeah, France still got 2 tough games to come, but we'll see what they can do there. The world rankings, it's still South Africa on top, way ahead of New Zealand, Ireland, France, and England. Then in the Super Rugby, that's your table. Only 2 games been played. Some teams have only got 1 game. Good games coming up this weekend. Crusaders going to the Chiefs. That's going to be a big one. Crusaders are yet to win this season. Yet to win. In the URC, don't even want to watch this because my Sharks are not on the top. But the most important things are the Bulls are in the playoffs because that is good for me. Japanese League as well. Kubuto Spears on top there. Again, ahead of Kobe Steel and the Samatara Wild Knights. Tokyo Sun Goliath in 4th. We will be doing a few of those games when the playoff starts. Don't forget about that. Of course, we do don't forget the French League. Toulouse way out in front, doing well ahead of Pau. Bordeaux. Most probably the biggest disappointment of the season is Toulon down in 8th. And in the Gallagher Premiership, it's the Northampton Saints ahead of Bath and Bristol and Leicester Tigers. Newcastle down there at the bottom, but I can see Newcastle having a big revival next year. Watch this channel and get out and know more. Then EuroLeague coming up tomorrow. Got some good games. We've got Fenerbahce against Partizan, Zalgiris, Olympiacos live on this channel with Vern. Red Star, Anadolu, Bologna, Barcelona, Monaco, Maccabi, Dubai, Villeurbanne, Hapoel against Milan also be live on this channel. Panathinaikos against Paris, Baskonia and Valencia are all Spanish bout. And then another very good one, Real Madrid against Bayern Munich. It's not just in football that this is a big game, in basketball as well. Let's have a look at the EuroLeague standings. That's your top 10 teams. Those are the teams that are making it to the playoffs. If you look here, a lot of teams on 16 and 12, 16 and 11. But Fenerbahce, definitely the team to beat, the reigning champions, all out there on top, ahead of Olympiacos. Look, the Final Four is in Athens this year. Who do I want to be in the Final Four? Let me be honest. I want Fenerbahce to be there. I want Olympiacos to be there. And I want Panathinaikos to be there. And then, what is the 4th team that I want to make it to the Final Four? Yeah, got to be one of the Spaniards, Valencia, Real, or Barcelona. I think so. Maybe Zalgiris could spice it up a little bit. You never know. But we'll see. That is all coming up this week. That was our tables for today. Short morning show today because my bus is leaving soon. I really got to go get onto the bus early this morning. Guys, don't forget, later this afternoon at 5 o'clock, it's the Premier League prediction show. If you burn, look away because you are terrible in tipping. We'll see there. We'll talk about Tottenham. Are they in a relegation battle? Can Arsenal keep City at bay? Is United going to get a top 4 this year? What's happening to Liverpool and Chelsea will all be discussed this afternoon at the Premier League prediction show at 5 o'clock Central European, guys. Guys, have a wonderful day. Be safe, be healthy. See you tomorrow. Ciao, ciao.